Hello everybody, this is Falcon 45C coming at you live. I'm just kidding, this is all pre-recorded. So I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while now, just kind of go over who I am, what I do on YouTube, what I use to do it, and yeah, that's about it for this video. So who am I? Falcon 45TA, my name's Brad, I'm a 26-year-old bassist. I know what you're thinking, 26, fuck that, he's gotta be 18, but it's true, I'm 26. I live in Saskatchewan right now. It's a province in Canada, one of 10. There's also 3 territories. Quick Canada lesson. It's the hardest to spell Saskatchewan, but the easiest to draw. It is a big rectangle. Get a lot of questions about what I use and stuff in my videos. I'm a big effects junkie, so I'll go through my effects first and then my basses. So first, I just picked this one up a little while ago. It's a Lion 6 bass pod. I got this used off eBay for $50 cheaper than I could find it in town used. I got it for 2 reasons, the DI outputs and the amp models that it has on it. Over here are numerous amp models that you can use. Really affect the way your bass is sounding out of your amp. It is basically, not basically, it is like having a huge array of preamps at your fingertips, right? Because all these amp models can all be changed and stuff through the EQ up here, right? It does come up with effects, comes with a multi-effects unit side, but I don't use them at all because I find the multi-effects don't sound nearly as good as the actual stomp boxes. So it's always on bypass. I have 4 Boss pedals, so I'll get them out of the way. Boss pedals are great because they're 1, fairly inexpensive, 2, give you a good tone, and 3, are built like tanks. They rarely, if ever, break. And 4, can be modded pretty easy. If you know somebody who knows how to mod pedals, Boss pedals are easily modded. So this is the Boss AW3 Ottawa. I've test driven numerous Ottawas in the same price range, about 150 Canadian, so about $120 in the States would cost you. And this is the best one for the price. I'm sorry, but I've tried the Guillotine bottom wall rocker. It's just not as good, not as much bang for the buck, which is what it's all about, right? Whether you're purchasing a car or an instrument or a house, you always want to get more than you're paying for it, right? So the way you do that is, first of all, sweet talk the salespeople. Don't let them treat you like a customer. Treat them like a friend first, and then you're probably going to get those friend deals that they give everybody, right? I have yet to pay full price for anything I've ever bought in a music store. Just got to chat them up a bit. As I said, the AW3 fantastic Ottawa has a guitar in and a bass in. So if you play both, then hey, you just got 2 pedals for the price of 1. This is the Boss DS1 distortion pedal. I don't use it as much anymore because it does suck a lot of bottom end of the bass. It does give you really good growly mids and a little bit of sparkle on your high end, but if you like to keep your bass in there, the bass levels, then you know probably not the best buy. But still, it's really cheap. I think I got this for like 75 Canadian, so it's like $50 in the States. This is a PH3 Boss phase shifter. The only other phase shifter in this same price range I would say is as good as the MXR phaser. That is also a pretty nice little phase pedal. Otherwise, the Boss one is the best way to go. You can get much nicer, of course, effects when you spend a lot more money on them, but this is only going to cost you like $130, $140 in Canada, so probably $100 in the States. Really good value. And the Bossy EV3 chorus pedal. I don't use it as much as I used to because I find it has a very deep, swimmy effect on the chorus. So I don't like my chorus that deep. I like it a little bit brighter in the mid-range, which is why I purchased a Visual Sound H2O. This is a chorus and delay pedal. True bypass, dual bypass as well, so you can have your chorus on or your delay on or both on. It doesn't matter which, and then of course you get the true bypass. The delay isn't fantastic. I'd say it's good, not great, but the chorus is great. Really bright. The mids can give you that Leslie effect real nice, and again not as deep and swimmy as the bass chorus pedal. It's probably because it was designed for guitar. So next up, my Digitech Whammy 4. I'm a big Tool fan, so having a whammy pedal is necessary to play a lot of Tool bass lines, especially like the Lateralis, Solo Schism, Disposition, a couple other tracks, right? Now, Justin Chancellor uses the Digitech Bass Whammy. Those are no longer in production. I'll run you about $500 to $700 on eBay. That's US dollars too. So for those of us who don't want to spend that much money to get the whammy sound, you can get the Digitech Whammy 4, and there's even this company Molten Voltage making mods for your whammy 4 to make it so it has the same settings as the base whammy. So that's something if you want to save yourself a couple $100. Next up is my wah pedal. This is the Bass Crybaby 105 Cube by Dunlop. I love this wah pedal. There are other good ones out there like the Morley one and the Vox one, but what I really like about this is that it is step activated. I don't need to click a switch or anything. As soon as I put my foot on the pedal, it starts working. So that's fantastic. I really hate switching off and on. Next, last but not least, is my favorite pedal. This is the Proco Turbo Rat. Proco makes the Rat pedal, which are now made in China, so the quality is really going downhill. But the Turbo Rat is still handmade in the USA and is a fantastic solid-state distortion pedal. I'd say it's the best one. And I've test driven the TC Electronic distortion, solid-state distortion pedal. A lot of people think that's the best one, but I don't know. The Turbo Rat's got a lot more growl to it, a lot more bite, and it doesn't lose any of that bottom end. The filter knob on this can just do some real funky stuff to it. So Turbo Rat, fantastic pedal. Next, my basses. I've gone through, I think I've had 5 or 6 basses in my life, so I'll go through from oldest to newest. So oldest one that I have right now is my Ibanez SR400. I name all my basses, so I'll introduce them by name. This is Breadsticks. It's a fantastic, Ibanez is a great guitar company. If you want to get a quality instrument that will always give you more than what you paid for, you know, with the rare exception, get an Ibanez. You are always going to get more than what you put into it. They're just workhorses. They can take the punishment for sure. And I love having active EQ on this thing. It makes it a lot more versatile than, say, a Precision or a Jazz. You do a lot more things with it, including get similar Precision and Jazz tones out of it. Now, next up is Slinky. Slinky is my Squier Vintage Fretless. I got this because it is much cheaper than the Made Mexicos that Fender makes, and in my opinion, as good or not better, if not better, sorry. It does have the Evenol fretboard is just awesome. You can put flat wounds or round wounds on this thing, and because it's the Evenol hard plastic, you're not going to make many differences to, you're not going to scratch it all up, you can just, you know, buff it out. It's awesome. Fretless guitar that I'm still learning to play. Anyways. Next, last but not least again, is my Rickenbacker 4003. This is Grimlock. I picked this up in Vancouver along the way there. Funny story. Sometimes things in life are going to happen to you that make you think that maybe there is a true path and a destiny and a reason for why you're put there. And I had that feeling when I bought this. Walking along McQuaid, it's the last day of my trip in Vancouver, and they have not one, but 2 Rickenbackers sitting at the back for me to test drive. They had this Midnight Blue and a Maple Glow, and they both sounded awesome, they both played awesome. The real deciding factor here is, I don't know if you can see this, but the rosewood on this fretboard is very flamed and detailed and just a gorgeous grain on it, really. The Maple Glow was a really nice bass, of course, but the grain was a lot straighter, wasn't really as engaging and eye-catching, and so this won out. But how often do you get a look at 2 Rickenbackers in the store, especially in Canada? You usually have to order them and wait like a year or more before you can get it. And then the one you get is the one you have. You can't test drive another one. You're going to be waiting another year, right? So pretty fortunate that way. My settings, I change my settings for every single song that I do. There's not a single song that I duplicate the settings one over. I like to try and experiment with new sounds and new ways of doing it, so I like to keep my options open, is really what it's all about. I'm not sure how long this video is getting, so I'll stop it and see you guys later. Bye.